Hello everyone, this is Stephen Balch, your instructor for Legal Environment of Business at Ozarka College. Today what I'd like to do is give you just a little bit of feedback on the chapters 18 and 19 activities that I finished grading this morning. And then I want to tell you about what we've got coming up due for chapters 20 through 22. Alright, so like I said, I did finish grading the chapters 18 and 19 activities this morning. Overall, most of you did well on those activities. And like I always tell you, I really appreciate those of you that are putting the time and effort in to doing well in this class. I really appreciate it, so keep up the good work on that. The discussion that we had about warranted versus non-warranted products, thought that went very well. I really appreciate everyone's input on the discussion. I really enjoyed reading everyone's comments. And hopefully that discussion allowed you to kind of understand in real terms some of the concepts that we were learning about in those chapters, like the different types of warranties and so forth. So hopefully that helped you. And like I said, I did enjoy that, so keep up the good work on the discussions as well. Now, one thing I do need to mention, and I really don't like having to do this, but there are a couple of you in the class who need to make sure that you're using your own words on the assignments and discussions. There are a couple of you that are using words directly from the textbook, or you're using words directly from online sources, or you're using AI, or some combination of those three things. Just as a reminder, make sure to use your own words when replying to the discussions and answering the assignment questions. Most of you are using your own words, and I really appreciate that. But there are some of you that need to start doing that. So if you have questions about that, just let me know, and I'll be glad to answer any questions you have. All right. Let's see, most of you did well on the chapter test. Just as a reminder, though, you can take those chapter tests as many times you want to up until the due date, and your highest grade is automatically recorded on those. So just kind of keep that in mind. All right, so that brings us to what is due for our next set of activities. So if you'll notice in my Ozarka, right now we are on week 16 of the, I'm sorry, not week 16, week 10 of the semester. We're on week 10 of the semester right here. And, of course, we just had work due last night. And our next set of activities is due next week under week 11. Okay? So under week 11, we have chapters 20 through 22, the assignment, test, and discussion, all due by Wednesday of next week, which is October 30th. Okay? So you've got just a little over a week to be working on chapters 20 through 22, those activities for those chapters. All right? Now, let me just very briefly tell you what we're going to be covering in chapters 20 through 22. In these chapters, you're going to learn about negotiable instruments, such as checks and notes. All right, there are a lot of legal concepts that we need to learn about as it pertains to negotiable instruments. So in chapter 20, you're going to just kind of be introduced to negotiable instruments, what they are, the different types, and so forth. Basically, a negotiable instrument is a financial document that's written in a way that it can be easily transferred from one person to another. That's what makes it negotiable. Okay? So, chapter 20 is going to cover the nature of negotiable instruments. And again, negotiable instruments are just financial documents which are written in a way that in a specific way that they can be transferred from one person to another. And they basically act as a substitute for money or as a way to provide credit. Okay, so businesses need to understand about the legal implications of negotiable instruments. And that's why we're going to learn about it in this course. Okay, and also in Chapter 20, you'll learn about the various parties involved in negotiable instruments. Okay, so there's like several different parties to negotiable instruments. You'll learn about those names of those parties and so forth. And you'll also learn about how negotiable instruments can be negotiated and assigned. Okay. Then Chapter 21 covers the requirements that must be met to make a financial instrument negotiable. And again, another name for negotiable is transferable. Okay. And then Chapter 22 covers two widely used negotiable instruments, which are notes and drafts. You'll learn about the various types of notes and drafts. For example, you'll learn about checks, which are a type of draft, really the most common type of draft. So basically, just be working through those chapters 20 through 22 activities. Let me know if you have any questions as you're working through those. I would recommend getting started this week on those activities, even though they're not due until next week. If you wait till next week to get started, you may run out of time. So if you go ahead and start this week, then you have plenty of time to ask me questions if you run into a roadblock or anything. All right? And like I said, I'll be glad to help you if you have questions about anything. And so that's really all I have for today. So enjoy the rest of this week and your weekend, and I will talk to you again sometime later next week. Thank you.